AJ fired back up here. All right, guys, this is a 25-minute main, 25-minute main. All right, there we go. All right, guys, marshals look alive. Drivers ready. Marshals ready. Let's fill them up, fill them up, fill them up, fill them up, fill them up. And let's clean them out, clean them out, clean them out, clean them out. Down and quiet. Here we go, 40-plus Nitro Buggy, A main, 25 minutes until nap time. Gene Hickerson in the soar, leading him around from start. Corey Brown in the HB right behind him, and then just a gang pile, single file cars up and over the dragon back. Long race, guys, long race, long race. So Gene leading him around. Got Tony Brown in that number 2, Corey Brown in the 3. Tony PATTISHALL in the 4, Alan Abbas in the 5. Dave Fowler in the 6, Eric Everett in the 7, Louis Perez in the 8. Oh, looks like we had a flame out. Alan Abbas with a flame out. Alan Abbas with a flame out. Make sure you hold it up high, hold it up high. So Corey Brown now to the race lead. Gene Hickerson right behind him in the number 2 spot. Tony Brown in that number 3. Eric Everett in the 4. Eric from the 12. So he finished second in the B main, currently running 4th in the A main. Podium picks for top 5, guys. Podium picks for top 5. This is 40-plus Nitro Buggy A main presented by Ultimate Racing. Gene and Corey getting together, but they both check up for each other. Good sportsmanship. Tony Brown trying to get in on the action in the number 3 spot. One, 2, and 3 into the infield S section. This is race number 10 on the track. Leaders up and over the dragon back now. Gene in his signature white, yellow, and blue. Oh, gonna get a little lopsided there, have to save it himself. So Corey Brown now to the inside for the race lead. So it is HB leading Soar HB. One and 2 coming onto the front straightaway. Hickerson and Brown. Corey so far with the fastest lap of the race of a 30.2. I do agree with Jader Lopez. The new wings, I love them. They handle great, but in the right position, your car does look like a shopping cart. I do agree with that. But it's a well-handling shopping cart. Self-checkout, that's all I gotta say. your leaders coming down the straightaway. Gene's starting to open up a little bit of a gap now. 1.5 last time by the line. It was 3/10. Starting to settle in, find their rhythm, find the spots that are the fastest on the track, because it is ever changing in these true off-road conditions here at Dean's All Out RC in Apopka, Florida. We're just north of Metro Orlando. I believe we're about, what, 45 minutes from Mickey Mouse? Probably. Depending on traffic and the number of fanny packs. So we are 5.5 down, 19:30 to go, guys. 5.5 down, 19. Oh, we got one off the track in the back. Off the track in the back, behind the Nitro Pro banner. One off the back, behind the Nitro Pro banner. Good job, guys. Good job. So battle now, shaping up three-way battle for the lead as Tony Brown has caught up to Kari Brown. Oh, easy guys, easy, easy. Remember, you gotta go around each other, not through each other now. That's one warning. Settle down. Long race. I know we got some character, but show some good character and drive clean. So Hickerson, your leader, Kari Brown coming into the pits for his first pit stop at 7 minutes. We are 7 down, 18 to go, guys. 7 down, 18 to go. Oh, behind you, Jesus. Watch your feet. There you go. So right now, your full field running order: Gene Hickerson, your leader. Kari Brown in that number 2, Tony Brown in the 3, Louis Perez in the 4, Tony Pattishall, your top 5. AJ Johnson in the 6, Ryan LeCuyer 7, Eric Everett 8, Dave Fowler 9, Vic Alaprando 10, Alan Abbas in the 11. 7:30 down, 17:30 to go. This is race number 10 on the track. Race number 11, Open Nitro Truck. A-Main, you guys are up next. Open Nitro Truck, you are up next. Very fast, quick stop by the one and only Mitch Zeck. Nice. In the words of Scotty Ernst, nice. Also in his words, you were there. All right, guys, 9 down, 16 to go. 9 down, 16 to go. Pit stops continuing to cycle through. So it is Kari Brown now to the race lead. Gene Hickerson in that number 2 spot. Louis Perez up into the number 3. Tony Brown in the 4. It's going to be AJ Johnson now into the 5. Got Pattishall right behind him in the 6. Got Vic Alaprando in between them. Vic currently scoring in the number 10 spot. Look ahead on the front after the dragon back. All clear. Oh no, it looks like Kari in. And he is not coming out. It's a tough break for Kari. So we have a new race leader. It is Louis Perez. Oh, Jesus, behind you, Jesus. Who's turn marshal at bucket 7? There's nobody there. Supposed to be Scott Large. Bucket 7 turn marshal disappeared. My bucket 7 turn marshal went AWOL. I gotta have somebody step in real quick, please.
You got one.
Thank you, Nico. All right. So your new leader, Louis Perez. Going into the second S section, going to be right behind Eric Everett. Louis now got a 1.9 second lead up on Gene. Gene's still holding on to the number 2. Tony Brown, 3.5 back in that number 3 spot. AJ Johnson, 5.4 back in the number 4 spot. Dave Fowler now peeking his way into the top 5 and final podium position. That's a good battle for the final podium spot between Fowler and LeCUYER. Coming into the infield section. Twelve and a half down, 12 and a half to go.
All right, guys, I've warned you all weekend about not marshaling. If you choose not to marshal, you just also chose to not run your A main. If you chose not to marshal, you also just chose to not run your A main. You've been disqualified for the rest of the day.
It is not open for discussion.
So it looks like Hickerson making the pass on Louis for that top spot. Gene coming down the front straightaway. Louis gonna hold on to that number 2 spot. So Gene into the infield S section. Louis right behind him, up and over the dragon bat. They're gonna have LeCUYER right in front of him. All right, guys, 14 down, 11 to go. 14 down, 11 to go. Sorry, guys, we were having to fix the internet. All right, guys, we are coming up on 15 down and 10 to go. We're almost there. It is still Gene Hickerson with a 5-second lead up on Louis Perez. AJ Johnson now up into the number 3. Tony Brown in the 4. Ryan LeCuyer, your top 5. Tony Pattishall 7.2 away from a podium spot. It looks like Corey Brown has rejoined the chat. All right, guys, we are just under 9 minutes to go. Hickerson, Perez, Johnson, Tony Brown, and Ryan LeCuyer, your top 5. Pattishall 1.2 back in the 6th. Dave Fowler 7, Eric Everett 8, Vic Alaprando 9, and Corey Brown rounding out the field remaining. Just under 8.5 to go, guys. Still a battle for that top spot between Hickerson and Perez. There goes Gene up and over the triple. Louis coming up on the back of Vic. Gene's going to be coming up on the back of, I believe that's Tony Brown and Eric. Good job, Vic. So Gene coming in for fuel. That's going to give the lead up to Louis, but he's not too terribly far behind. AJ Johnson showing in the number 3, 15 seconds back. Looks like second round of pit stops are going to start cycling through. So Louis Perez, your winner of the B main, currently leading the A main. All right, guys, 5.5 to go. All right, guys, we are 20 down and fighting. Hold it up high, hold it up high. Unfortunate flame out for Dave Fowler. So that's going to move Tony Brown to the 4 and Tony Pattishall into the 5. So LeCUYER now only 8/10 out of a podium finish. He and Pattishall are going to be the ones battling. They are not going to get you if you're going to hoss it in their face. Just saying. So that is going to be the battle for position coming onto the Dragonback. 4, 5, and 6. Tony Brown, Tony Pattishall, and Ryan LeCUYER.
Minutes left.
4 minutes to go, guys. 4 minutes. All right, so Louis Perez with a 4-second lead up on Gene Hickerson. Louis on a mission. .220 to go. Louis Perez still with a 5-second lead up on Hickerson. Louis making his way onto the Dragonback. Gene now coming over the Dragonback. That's another 15 seconds back to AJAY. Ryan in the 4. Tony Brown 1 second back in the 5. Pattishall 7/10 back in the 6. So battle for that final podium position between Ryan and Tony Pattishall. On to the Dragonback they go. With 1:30 to go. That's going to be the closest battle on the track. Got the leader right there with him. Flames out. The leader has flamed out. Louis Perez. Oh no. With 1 minute to go. He can get it fired back up. Let's see who's going to restart. So that's going to give the lead back to Gene Hickerson. See how much the leaderboard shakes out.
45 seconds left.
45 seconds to go for Gene Hickerson. Top 5 to podium right after this race, guys. Top 5 to podium.
30 seconds left.
And it's going to be a toss-up who it's going to be. And it looks like Louis will not be getting back out there. Unfortunate for Louis. 10 seconds to go. And that is time, guys. Finish the lap you are on. Let's see how it's going to
Dave
shake
Fowler
out.
done. Victor Alejandro done.
AJ Johnson coming
AJ
home
Johnson
in
done.
the 2.
Tony Brown done.
Tony Brown in the 3. Tony
Pattishall
Pattishall in the 4. Gene Hickerson
done.
with the win, and
Ryan
Ryan LeCuyer
done.
in the 5.
Eric Everett done.
Did I get it? I got 4?
5th. All right, looks like that is everybody. So top 5 to podium: Gene Hickerson, AJ Johnson, Tony Brown, Tony Pattishall, and Ryan LeCuyer to the podium.
All right, race number 10, race number 10. I need my top 5 to podium. I need Gene Hickerson, first place. AJ Johnson, second.
Tony Brown third, Tony Pattishall fourth, Ryan LeCuyer. Rounding out your top 5.
Daniel Taylor. Two minutes to the start of the race. Freddie Villalona.
All righty, guys, let's get our turn marshals out here. Turn marshals, please.
From 40 plus Nitro Buggy.
William Bryan helmet hat.
I need Louis Perez, or excuse me, Vic Calaprando on the 7, Dave Fowler on the 6, Carter Brown on the 2, Alan Abess on the 4,
John Oceanic.
Louis Perez take the 9. Louis Perez take the 9, please.
Scott Wiedemeyer.
Open Nitro truck, all 13 of you coming up on the driver's stand.
Check one. We can please make sure that all of our lights are turned on. Please make sure all the lights are on, please.
1 minute to the start of the
So I
race.
need Gene Hickerson on the 1, AJ Johnson on the 2, Tony Brown on the 3, Tony Pattishall 4, Ryan LeCuyer 5,
Louis Perez on the 9,
Vic Calaprando on the 7, Dave Fowler on the 6, Carter Brown on the 2, and Alan Abess on the